Peace, my family, and we're all back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This is your girl, the butterfly, and we about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all that good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right in that good 9 mind. How y'all feeling today? Hope you guys most definitely moving on up in your higher nature and cleansing the lows. I came out here today to express and share another clip from our master teacher's book called The L's Holy Injiyl, the book of Revelation, and this is chapter 14, and it's continuation of where I left off. So let's go on. This is the messenger, Malachi Zodak, and the 144,000 are on the Mount Zion. The 144,000, the elite few, and it reads, verse 1, "And I looked, and with him were 144,000, having his Father's name written upon," and it reads again, "And I, Yuki-Hana, looked, and there, Hilof, Karof, stood on the Mount Zion, and with him were 144,000, having his adopted father's name written upon their foreheads." And it reads again, "And I, Yuki-Hana, Bar-Zebi, looked, and behold, a lamb standing on the mountain, a new city of peace, and with him were 144,000, having his father's name written on their foreheads." And it reads again, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written on their foreheads." And it reads again, "And I, John, son of Zebedee, looked, and beheld a lamb, the messenger, Malachi Zodak, standing on the Mount Zion, not the Mount Zion of the Old Testament, in which Solomon, son of David, and Bathsheba later built the temple of Eli on, but the New Jerusalem, which will come down from the Orion skies of the elevated place, a new city of peace, and with him were 144,000 purified ones, having his adopted father's name written upon their foreheads, from prostration in Salat, worship, and the personalities of the 12 tribes of Israel. The 144,000 will consist of 12,000 of each of the 12 tribes, equaling 144,000. Verse 2, "And I heard a voice from the Orion skies, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpists, harpening their harps. And I, Yuki-Hana, John, heard from heaven, as the voice of many waters, as sound of many waters, as sound of great thunder, and the sound of harps being played by harpers. And I, Yuki-Hana, Bar-Zebi, heard a voice from Orion skies, as the voice of many waters, as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping their harps. And I heard the voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And I heard the messenger, Malachi Zodak, from the Orion skies, as the voice of the many waters. As the sound of the great thunder, he had a powerful voice, sending a mighty message. When the messenger Malachi Zodar talks, people will fear and listen, not just because of the power of his voice, but also because of the intensity of the message. It will reach around the world. No one will escape it, for everyone will have to bear witness to the truth. And the voice which I heard was a sound of harpists, which were ox and lyres, singing praise in the same instruments that David, son of Jesse, and Amal being played by harpers. These were the 24 elders, the Elohim. Verse 3, and it reads, and they sung as if it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. No man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the planet Earth. And it reads again, and they sung as if it were a new song before the seat, and before the four living creatures and the elders could speak that song, except the 144,000 which were reclaimed from the planet Earth. And it reads again, and they sung as if it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the planet Earth. And it reads again, and they sung as if it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from earth. The elders sung as if it were a new song. This was the chanting of the true portions of El's Quran, called a new song, because they already chanted the El's Torah before the Eli seat and before the four living creatures, symbolic of spirits of the four world empires and their principal rulers that have prevailed upon earth from the beginning to the end of time, also being representative of the four species of cherubim, Babylon being Greece, being Mered, Rome being Everett, and America, Europe being Satan, and the elders. And no one could learn that song except the 144,000 which were redeemed from the planet Earth after the 144,000 are raised in the year 2030 AD. Verse 4, family. And it reads, for they are virgins. These are they who followed the Lamb, whosoever he goes. These were redeemed from among human beings, being the first fruits unto Theos and the Lamb. These are they who did not become impure with the woman, because they are pure virgins. These follow the Lamb wherever he goes. These are they who were reclaimed from the people, and they are the firstlings from Allah and for the Lamb. And if they are virgins, these are they who follow the Lamb wheresoever he goes. These were redeemed from among human beings, being the first fruits unto Elohim and the Lamb. And it reads again, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb. And it reads again, these are they, the 144,000 children of the Holy Tabernacle ministries, who did not become impure with the confident wives of the new Babylon, the harlot of America. They did not taste the fornication of the harlot. They will not be subject to the ways of the evil reptilian, because they are virgins. These 144,000 are the ones who follow the Lamb wheresoever he goes. When he returns, they will be totally loyal and true to the Messiah Jesus' teachings. These are they who were reclaimed from the human nation of people. They are the firstlings from Theos and for the Lamb. They will be the first to be taken up. Let me repeat that one more time. They will be the first to be taken up. And then all others who have been faithful to Theos and the Lamb and have sacrificed so that the 144,000 could be raised. The fact that the 144,000 are called the firstlings also relates to them being called virgins. On the last day, the planet Earth will experience a severe earthquake, which will cause the mountains to crumble and the dust to be settled. People will merge in groups of these categories, and it reads as follows. Number 1, the 144,000 who are not touched by the harlot, nor do they have gall in their mouths. These are those of the 144,000 who have kept themselves pure of mind, body, and spirit. They are virgins because they have not been defiled by the harlot, which is a representative of the physical world. Number 2, the true followers of the Messiah Jesus, Yahshua. These are the Holy Tabernacle ministries. Let me repeat that one more time. The true followers of the Messiah Jesus, these are the Holy Tabernacle ministries. These includes those who have suffered for righteousness sake and have resurrected themselves from a state of unrighteousness to a state of purity. Once the 144,000 have been raised, the faithful aiders of the Most High from around the world will take place. These group of people are the members of the Holy Tabernacle ministries who have once lived in the lifestyle of the evil reptilian, but have been taught the truth about themselves and are ready. Y'all ready? You ready? And are ready to regain family. This is beautiful. And are ready to regain the God-like quality that they were born with, family. You're already born with it. Let's move on. 3. My family. The followers of the evil reptilian. Verse 5. And in their mouths was, and there was not found any lies in their mouths, because found no guile, for they were without fault before the throne of Theos. They did not have any faults before the seat of Allah. And in their mouths was found no guile, for they were without fault before the throne of the Elohim. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they were without fault before the throne of God. And there was not found any lies in their mouths, and they will only speak what they know, which is the truth, because the do not have any faults. They are the sons and daughters of the Elohim before the seat of Eli. And it reads again, the messenger, Gabriel, brings good news, the internal message of good news. Verse 6. And I saw another angelos fly in the midst of the skies, having an everlasting gospel to reach into them that dwell on the planet Earth, and to every Gentile nation and kindred and tongue and nation of people. And I, Yukinhana, saw another Malachi fly in the middle of the heaven, having everlasting gem, in order to inform all those who are dwelling upon the planet Earth, into every nation of people and kindred and tongue and tribe. And I saw another Malachi fly in the midst of the skies, having everlasting gospel to reach into them that dwell upon the planet Earth, and to every Gentile nation and kindred and tongue and nation of people. And I saw another angel fly in the midst of the heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the planet Earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. And I, John, son of Zebedee, saw another Anunnaki Elohim named Injiyl, Gabriel, Zordak, son of Resi, and Zamuel, fly in the midst of the skies, which is the location of the Kaaba, and the scroll with all the scriptures in one, called the mother of the scripture, having everlasting Injiyl, the book of Revelation, in order to inform all those who are dwelling upon the planet Earth, into every nation of people and kindred and tongue and tribe. It reads on, family, and it reads again. Coming to you down from the sky is Gabriel, the angelic messenger, giving the revelation to Michael, the angel of justice, from Mount Paran. And he is not only bringing you a perfect translation of the El Quran from the pure Asoretic Arabic, but also the translation of the Torah from the Aramaic Hebrew, and now the Injiyl, the book of Revelation, from the Greek. And he gave you the book of Lambs, the holy tablets, as Malachi, or the Melech, angel messenger. And yes, for those who want to know, this is that book. Alright, now, Gabriel is always the messenger, the Rasul. He is the one who brought down the message, the Quran 297, or El's Holy Quran 8797, that inspires and reveals or gives the revelation. and as the final messenger, not final prophet, Nabi, of which Muhammad 576 through 632 AD was, and not the final prophet of prophecy, Naboah. It reads, which the Honorable Elijah Muhammad 1897 through 1975 AD, who, according to the book of Malachi 4 verse 5, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahshua, and Malachi, and Melchizedek. And Melchizedek is a Yahshua. And scratch the Malachi part. This says right here, and Melchizedek is a Yahshua that was sent to us right here in person today. Okay? And it reads, inspires is found in altered version of the Quran at 463 and correctly revealed in our versions of the Elves Quran at 7463 reveals it found in altered version of the Quran at 241 correctly revealed in our translation of Elves Quran at 8741 and gives is found the altered and gives is found in the altered version of the Quran at 5152 correctly revealed in our version of the Elves Quran at 1052. So Gabriel revealed the perfect clear translation of the Injiyl, the book of Revelations, to Malachi to give to you, called El's Injiyl. The Quran altered revealed 365, the Holy Quran 7365. Gabriel made clear the translation of the Torah as El's Holy Torah to Malachi, and Gabriel helped to inspire the Holy Tablets to Malachi, the everlasting gospel, being complete with all of the scriptures being brought into one, called the Kitab. The Quran 3:7, and it says that was Holy Quran correctly revealed 89:7, which was never done before by any of the Nubian leaders, and never have or never could have been done before. So Revelation 14:6 tells you that Gabriel is going to come out of the sky, bringing you an everlasting gospel. This is being done through Gabriel's accompanying angelic friend. According to the Quran 298, the Holy Quran 8796, it is Michael. So it is this same Michael, or Malachi Zordok, whom you refer to as Dr. Malachi Zior El, our master teacher, who was raised up amongst you, to whom Allah has revealed this special knowledge, to whom he does as he please. The Quran altered revealed 2:26-9. The Quran correctly revealed 87-269. And to give you the Bana, the Quran also revealed 259. Quran correctly revealed 9759. And the Quran altered revealed 829. The Quran correctly revealed 8829. Speaking to you in tongue, Acts 2:4, revealing in every language translating all the scriptural languages, word for word, just for you. There is no way you can deny the coming of this supreme being in the flesh for you before the end. Let me repeat that one more time. There is no way you can deny the coming of this supreme being in flesh for you before the end, making things plain as never before. Alright, now, verse 7, and it reads, saying with a very loud voice, fear Theos, and give glory to him, for the hour of judgment has come, and worship him that make the Orion skies, and the planet Earth, family, and the sea, and the fountain of water, saying in a supreme voice, fear the wrath, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and prostrate to him who created the heaven and the earth and the seas and the fountains of water, saying with a very loud voice, fear the Melech, and give glory to him, for the hour of judgment has come, and worship him that made the Orion skies, and the planet Earth, and the sea, and the fountains of water, saying with a loud voice, fear God, and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and to worship him that made heaven and earth, made the heaven and earth, and the sea, and the fountains of water, saying in a supreme voice, proclaiming out loud, fear the Theos Eli, not the Messiah Jesus, and give glory to him, Theos, not the Messiah Jesus, as Christians do. For the hour of his judgment has come, called the day of standing, into the day of judgment, and end with the last day, when the book of life will be opened, and you will be judged for your agreeable and disagreeable deeds. Those who stop now and resurrect mentally. Let me repeat that one more time, family. And it reads, family, those who stop now and resurrect. What does it say? It says mentally. This is mental, family. Mental warfare. This is mental. Won't have to worry about dying, family. They will pass easily from the state of righteousness into eternal life, family. However, if you have to die first, you will certainly taste hell. It is the day when all men will walk the Sharat, the firmament over hell, and it is the day in which all people will be called to stand before the Most High, anew, El Elohim. This firmament over hell is a bridge which appears to the faithful as a wide road, but to the cover of the truth, it is a firmament as sharp as a razor. There are 365 paths within the main path. There are 365 paths within the main path called the Siraj. On this path you will see through the floors of the ships. You must stay on this path or you will be electrocuted. And worship to him who made the Orion skies and the planet Earth and the seas and the fountains of waters, not the Messiah Jesus as Christians do. And it goes on, family. The messenger, Raphael, comes with an announcement about Babylon falling. Verse 8. There followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen. Fallen, that great city, because she made all the Gentile nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And then another Malachi followed him, saying, Babylon is fallen. Yes, it has fallen. Yes, it has fallen. That great city, because she has made all the nations of people drink of the intoxicants of the punishment of her fornications. There followed another Melech, saying, Babylon has fallen. Fallen, that great city, because she had made all the Gentile nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Fornications with an S, family. Let's go on. And there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine and the wrath of her fornication. Okay. And it reads again. Then another Anunnaki Elohim, named Raphael, son of Wakabai El, and Afrael followed him and came out in the middle of the skies after the Anunnaki Elohim, Gabriel, Nesicus, saying, Babylon is fallen. Yes, it has fallen, the great city. The time has come for the demise of the new Babylon, the United States of America, the fourth empire of the devil, to come to an end like all others, because she, the harlot, the great city, the United States of America, has made all nations of people throughout the world drink of the intoxicant delicacies of the harlot and of the punishment of its fornications, meaning the lifestyle and the ways of America. The world over has been seduced by the harlot. And it reads again, those who will receive the mark of the beast for worshiping his image. Verse 9. And it reads, and the third angel followed him, saying in a great voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image, receives his mark in his forehead or in his hand. And it reads again. And the third Melech followed after those two, saying with a supreme voice, everyone who prostrates to the beast and his picture and receives his mark in his forehead or in his hand. And it reads again. And the third angel followed them, saying in a great voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image and receives the mark on his forehead or in his hand. And it reads again. And the third angel followed him, saying with a loud voice, if any man worships the beast in his image and receives his mark on his forehead or in his hand. And it reads again. And the third angel, Raphael, Zorak, son of Wakahi El, and Raphael, followed him, Malachi, Zorak, and Gabriel, Zorak, saying with a big voice, if anyone worship the wild beast, the cursed seed of Canaan, the cursed seed of Lebanon, canon, and his image, wanting to be like him in every way, will receive his mark. The Canaanites, Amorites, approval in his forehead or in his hand, receiving money for betraying other Nubians. This is living in the image of the beast and not living in the image of your ancestors. The evil one has done a great job in making you hate yourself. And it reads again, the image of the beast, and it reads, Nubian people feel inferior to the Amorite. Therefore, they hate themselves, trying to be like them, live in the image of the beast by progressing, repressing your hair, bleaching your skin, and dyeing your hair, straightening your nose, thinning your lips, trying to talk and act like them, etc., etc., etc. The devil has cunning seduced the Nubian man and woman into idolizing his image. You have been seduced into thinking that the blonde hair, blue-eyed person is a superior race of beings. The Canaanite man is attempting to make you lose your heritage, just as the Napoleon chopped off the noses of the statues in Kemet, Egypt, in order to hide the fact that they had Nubian features. In the schools, they are deciding who's great and who's not. They are the ones who set up the classes and decide what courses that you are to take. They call these courses Africanist Studies, when you learn very little about Africans and more about the select American leaders of their choice. They already have their own leaders. They already have their own leaders. And those are the faces that you see on money. You'll never see the face of a Nubian man or woman on money. The closest that they got to a Nubian on money was President Abraham Lincoln, 1809 AD to 1865 AD, who was a mulatto, according to the 5 Negro presidents by J, not John, scratch the John, by J, it says J.A. Rogers on page 7, where a picture portrays Abraham Lincoln as a Nubian, showing how he had woolly hair. So, once again, they are choosing who and what you learn about. They will teach you about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., George Washington Carver, Alex Haley, Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass, Nat Turner, Benjamin Banneker, Jean Baptiste Point D. Salem, Augustus Vastus, W.E.B. Du Bois, Eli Whitney, and Grepsis, etc. People who they feel that you need to know and need to know about. People you think you need to know about, those Nubians that, they're teach you about the Nubians that were fighting for them or who were working with them. Those are the ones that they like. But what about the other leaders? They won't teach you about Noble Drew Ali or Marcus Garvey or Clan Mansa Musa or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad or Clarence 13X Pudding, the Nubians who spoke out against them. No matter how intelligent they were or how much they were loved by Nubians or what they have contributed, they don't teach you about them. Recently, college students have allowed to read the autobiography of Malcolm X as a part of a course. They would love for you to read this book that was written by a Nubian who was considered an Uncle Tom by other Nubians named Alex Haley, who never lived in Harlem and was married to a Caucasian, or they will let someone like Spike Lee make a movie on the life story of Malcolm X, who doesn't know anything about the times of Malcolm X because he wasn't there, nor was he ever a member of the Nation of Islam or in any other sect of Muslims. All he knows is what someone has told him and what he learned through books that were written with only the information that they wanted you to know about him, which would be that he was a radical militant leader who believed in violence, who defected from the Nation of Islam and became a part of a Pale Arab movement. And they don't point out that he changed his name from Malcolm X to Malik Shabazz. And the name Shabazz was introduced by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and is a name exclusively used by those devoted to him. If he didn't change the name Shabazz, he was still Muhammad right up until his death. He was still loyal in some way to the teachings of Honorable Elijah Muhammad right up until his death. So it says, if he didn't change the name Shabazz, he was still loyal in some way to the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad right up until his death. They don't want you to know about the love he had for his people. When they wrote books about him, they don't tell you of how he was telling his people to do for themselves or love and respect themselves. They publish quotes from his speeches like, I don't believe we're going to overcome by singing. And if you're going to get your 45 and start singing, we shall overcome, I am with you, or things like by any means necessary, or you have to walk in with the hand grenade and tell the man, listen, you give us what you've got coming, or nobody's going to get anything, leaving you with the impression of some crazy, violent, criminal mind man who was a menace to society, forgetting that he was an inspiration and learned all of this from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who reformed him from being a criminal product of society like many of the children are today. And more people like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad are needed today because he was able to change such a man. They don't want Nubians, especially Nubian men, to be aware of the power that they once possessed. This is why I, Dr. Malachi Zorak Z. York, I, Dr. Malachi Z. York, am here to make clear all things to you. Nubians have been reduced to less than nothing by the hands of the evil reptilian and his agents. Every time you hear of Nubians, you will always hear about the bad or the disagreeable things that they want you to hear. You will never hear of the good that they do or they did. They pray into lives and try to find out anything that will aid in their downfall. And they pry into their lives and try to find out anything that will aid in their downfall. And if they cannot find anything, they will make up lies and fabricate stories. There is no more room for lies. There is no more room for lies. Now is the time for right knowledge, right wisdom, and right overstanding, which will lead to sound right reasoning, Nuwapu. It is no coincidence that many people have never heard of Noble Drew Ali. And many others. Noble Drew Ali, Chika Zulu, Hannibal, Mahatma Gandhi, or myself, Dr. Malachi York L., to name a few. And their role in history, their accomplishments outshine the man whom the Emirates label heroes like Hercules, Zeus, John Wayne, Elvis Presley, Billy Graham, and former General H. Norman Shara Zuckerberg. Right now, in America, there is no black leadership. Since there is no black leadership, there is no enemy for the common Caucasian to hate. There was a black awareness movement in the late 1960s and early 1970s, a movement that had Nubians searching to find their true selves. Some joined the so-called militant groups such as Black Panthers, the Young Lords, the African Pioneer Movement, and they all gave European Caucasians a focal point to hate Nubian people, and some people and someone to vamp down, especially during the Black Revolution. Shouts of "Free Huey," "Free Angela," "Black and proud," "Black power," "Black is coming back," "Black is beautiful," "Black consciousness," and "Burn, baby, burn" can be heard throughout the globe by a people who were tired of the suppression that they had undergo for thousands of years. Nubians were trying to get themselves together and find their true identity. However, when the Emirate began to realize that Nubians were waking up, he had to put a stop to it. So, to stamp out the black awareness, he created movies with images in them like Superfly, Shaft, The Mac, Cleopatra Jones, Cotton Comes to Harlem, Watermelon Man, JT's, Revenge, Comeback, Charleston Blue, Hero, Ain't Nothing But a Sandwich, Cornbread, Earl and Me, The Spook That Sat Behind the Door, 5 on the Black Hand Side, Jelly Maybe, Night, Blackula, Scream, Black Wolf, Scream, Car Wash, Superfly Goes to Africa. That's Let's Do It Again, Black Caesar. He purposely portrayed the Nubian man as a super pimp, a propeller of lust, material desire, money, drugs, violence, corruption. These movies helped to destroy and distort reality. Things that were happening during the black awareness movements, such as the afros and the dashikis, became a passing fad. Nubians no longer wanted to go back to Africa. They straightened their hair and went to discos instead. When Muhammad Ali was known as Cassius Clay, all the Emirates loved him. But the moment he became a Muslim and changed his name to Muhammad Ali, they would begin to cause problems for him because of his religion. They soon do the same thing with Mike Tyson, and now he has become a Muslim, and they will try to associate that with racism. However, Mike Tyson's adopted mother is a Caucasian, so it will be very difficult for them to play the race card on him. In jail, he had time to think, and they are just waiting for the right moment to take him down again, which is religious discrimination. When it comes to crime, if a Muslim commits a crime, it is reported on the news as those Muslim terrorists. If a Tibetan commits a crime, it becomes those Buddhist monks. If it's a group that practices voodoo, it will be reported as a voodoo cult. Yet they don't say Jeffrey Lamar, the Roman Catholic of Lutheran, when there was a Russian Calvo on the loose, and they would make you know it and knew it with headlines. And so they never address the subject of religion when it comes to the race of another Nubian. They never say son of Sam, the Jew who was a mass murderer. They never say Jack the Reverend, or that all clan members subscribe to the Bible and church. These clan members are Christians, or when they have a lynching or a catastrophe of Nubians, they say Christians, clan members, and they don't even want to call them a cult. They avoid pointing out whether those Emirate serial killers were Christians or Jews. What religion was, and Susan Smith, the woman that drowned her children to helpless toddlers, question. You don't know because they do not and will not bring it up. Everyone else's religion gets pointed out, but when it comes to them, everybody else's religion gets pointed out, but when it comes to them, they never put it in their religion.